Hey California wineries, it's Ann Reynolds, once again, owner of Wine Compliance Alliance here in Napa, California, and I'm sharing my next winery harvest compliance FAQ video with you today. This is actually video number 6 in this series, so just to recap, number 1 was on the weighmaster license requirement here in California. Number 2 was talking specifically to all you alternating proprietors, asking you the question, are you acting like a winery? Number 3 was talking about the weighmaster certificate and the 13 required fields that are supposed to be on them. Number 4 asked you the question, is it okay for your winery site to accept an outside weigh tag, meaning a weigh tag that comes in from another site? And video number 6, my last one, video number 5, my last one, was talking about macro bins and the common tare requirements here in California. So if you haven't seen any of those, make sure you subscribe to my video channel to keep in the loop and take a look at any of those if you think they'd be helpful. So this is video number 6, and I'm still talking about the topic of weighmaster certificates, or as I like to more commonly call them, weigh tags. And as you can see, I've got my blog post here up on my screen, which I circulate around each year and refresh each year because it's a common issue. This is one of the most common issues that is a problem, which is one of the things that you, as a deputy weighmaster, when you're filling out a weigh tag, weighing a load of grapes, this is one of the things that you do not want to do. An issue that those who regulate these weigh tags, those are your local county ag commissioner's office, they will come around and look at your completed weighmaster certificates for any issues, and this is one of the most common ones they see. You are not allowed to cross out and write over any of the weights that you put on a weighmaster certificate. So generally that's 2. That's a gross weight, and generally that's going to be 3 weights. So you're going to have your gross weight, you're going to have your tare weight, and then you're going to have your net. And so if for whatever reason, if you are handwriting your weigh tags, or if you're using a computerized system that spits them out all pre-printed, in either of those scenarios, if you've filled out the weight section or you've printed out from your computer that weigh tag with obviously all that information on it, and you realize after the fact, whoops, we typed the weight in wrong, we wrote it wrong, we needed to put another bin of grapes on there, something about the weights changed or was filled out originally in error. So you need to change them. You are not allowed to cross them out. You're not allowed to do this. Here's my example of a sample weighmaster certificate which shows just that issue. Right there, you can see there's my gross weight originally showing as 22,580 pounds, and then here showing it being crossed out and writing a different gross weight of 22,360 pounds. That's not allowed. If after the fact the ag commissioner comes to your winery site, it sees one like this in your weigh books for whatever period of time they're looking at, this will be an issue. This would be something that you would be cited for by your local ag commissioner's office. So what are you supposed to do if that happens at your site? You've written in that weight or printed it out and you realize it's wrong. What are you supposed to do? Here is straight here from the California Business and Professions Code. This is what you're supposed to do. You're simply supposed to write the term incorrect across that completed tag and start all over with a new one. So That's the long and short of it, California wineries. You are not allowed to put any crossouts that affect changing any of the weights on a completed weighmaster certificate. If you realize that they are in error for whatever reason after the fact, after you've completed them, this is what you're required to do. You're required to write incorrect across that one you already filled out and start all over with a brand new one. And by the way, do not get rid of the ones that you make a mistake on. You're required to keep every single one of your weighmaster certificates. That's something else that they look for when they come to your site. They want to make sure that you have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc., etc. They don't want to see you have number 1 and then it skips to number 5. They'll say, what happened to 2, 3, and 4? You're required to keep all of them, including the ones that you have incorrect across. So that's my latest Harvest Winery Compliance FAQ tip for you this week. I know you're all getting about knee-deep into grapes starting about now, but stay tuned. Like I said, if you haven't already and any of these tips are useful to you, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll continue to be sharing every week more of these kinds of tips around winery harvest compliance.